Did that get your attention enough to actually turn off your phone? Probably not. The CEO of AMC even remarked, "You can't tell a 22-year-old to turn off their cell phone. That's just not how they live their life." If not looking at your cell phone for the duration of one movie is too long for you, then there might be a problem. This dependency could have stemmed from having a cell phone at a young age. In 2010, the Kaiser Family Foundation conducted a survey and found that 31% of kids ages 8 to 10 have a cell phone. Statistics only get higher as the years go up. As you can see, there's a huge spike in the number of kids who had a phone between 2004 and 2006, which averaged a 15.8% increase each year. What needs to be taken note of is how this exposure is affecting their growth and development. Let's start off with the first couple of years of life as a toddler. Those were the good old days because toddlers can have practically anything they want, as long as they throw a big enough temper tantrum. To fix this dilemma of their children begging them for attention, parents bribe them off with a shut-up toy. As funny as the mother thinks this is, she doesn't understand how repeating these behaviors can affect her child. Temper tantrums are the only way toddlers know how to relieve stress and emotions. Deborah McNamara, a woman with a PhD in parenting education, explains that crying is not the hurt, but the process of becoming unhurt. Without these learning steps, they will continue to trip and fall over regulating their attitudes and calming themselves down. Parents who stop this progress and lead their children towards technology are causing them to be emotionally closed off with their friends. That is, if they're even able to make friends. Giving toddlers technology not only hurts their emotional maturity, but also their social advancement. Before about 2.5 years, learning from TV is less than learning from equivalent real-life situations. TV exposure before 2 years old is associated with stronger cognitive and language development.
My name is Michael Gregory. I am the Executive Director of Mindfulness Meditation Centers and the counseling group known as Beyond Therapy. And I've had both businesses. One's a nonprofit, the Meditation Centers, for 20 years, and Beyond Therapy for about 15 years. And we teach people mindfulness meditation. We have about 250,000 people who follow us online every day, and about 4 million people currently watch our videos every month. I wouldn't have a child anywhere near an iPad, an iPhone, a TV set. This is, you're setting a child up for failure. In fact, the people who made these devices, they would not let their children. Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, they absolutely refuse to let their children have kids. They have these devices, and that's not an accident. They already knew this is dangerous, and yeah, we are setting people up to receive gratification on social media through likes. The personality development is being stunted, no question about it. People's ability to relate to each other as human beings. If you walk into a restaurant right now, you'll see it. I mean, any restaurant in America. I mean, there's very little communication taking place. Everyone's staring down at their devices. Children, adults, everybody.
Is face-to-face conversation becoming a dying art? It could be said that you're learning how to multitask. But is multitasking more important than discovering curiosity, intelligence, empathy, and listening skills? Catherine Steiner Adair, a Harvard-affiliated clinical psychologist, explains that children who are good at it can lose the ability to focus on what is most important, a trait critical to the deep thought and problem-solving needed for many jobs and endeavors later in life. After a while, the line between what is and isn't important gets blurry. To avoid the anxiety of not knowing what real purpose is, people find easy distractions, like instant gratification.
Gratifications and rewards are about finding your happiness within that range. It's very difficult for me to find someone who's happy. Instant gratification, that is the death knell of freedom. Instant gratification and attention span. Immediate gratification is essentially the cerebral cortex up here telling you do whatever is pleasurable in the immediate moment. And a lot of people in America would say that's what freedom is. They would say, well, freedom is the ability to do whatever you want, whenever you want, and however you wish. And they would say that's what freedom is. And I would look at you and I would say that's not freedom. That's immediate gratification. And that is the type of thinking that is also associated with all addictive behaviors. I'll do whatever I want, whenever I want. And while you are free to do those things, once you are in that cycle, it's highly questionable about whether or not you're actually free to begin with, because the freedom is that you think is freedom is actually a dopamine hit, a serotonin hit. That's all that is. And you think it may be freedom, but it's actually just immediate pleasure. The greater freedom, as anybody who's been around long enough will tell you, is not doing whatever you want. It's restraining yourself. Even though you could do those things, you will discover that delayed gratification brings you greater freedom and greater happiness in the long run. And even though you don't get what you want right now, but it's better for you.
Nothing in this life is worth having or worth doing unless it means effort, pain, difficulty. Theodore Roosevelt. We, as the first generation to be submerged into technology, have become very relaxed in our critical thinking skills. The three outlets for this are communicative expression, focused analysis, and creativity.
What concerns me is that lack of imagination, right? The point of reading opens those doors. That's the kind of stuff that you see in all jobs, right? You can't just say, well, I'm good at math, so I'll get a math job and be done. A computer's going to replace you soon enough. Now can you think beyond the math and be more creative in your thinking of how to accomplish your task? And that's what I see on group projects and with reading and all of this. They don't want to get outside the box, right? They're really worried about that A, or did I get the answer right? They don't want to step just a little farther, that where maybe they can be wrong, and that's very scary, but maybe they could find something really great. And if we don't move forward with that as a society, we're really shutting ourselves off from a lot of wonderful things. I mean, think about all the inventions that we've had because people thought differently.
You can't ask Siri to create an original idea, and Google's only going to take you so far. Now, Mrs. Stone and I aren't implying that everyone's going to be the next big thing, but can't never could because can't never tried. If you go drifting through life only hoping to reach the status quo, you'll be forced to live a life without purpose.
Maybe it's just having so much to do instead of doing their reading, or instead of just kind of sitting down and quietly reflecting. Maybe that's it. Maybe we're missing a reflection component in our society today, that everything moves too fast, so you can't catch a breath.
Take a moment to think about all the projects you've ever done in your life, and count how many times you actually put your all into them. Do you want the next stages of your life to be filled with experiences that you actually feel good about? Or do you want to be captivated by the hollow pleasures of a screen? We are growing up to be the next generation of adults. It is up to us to turn our lives into something we can be proud of.
My name is Vicki Sokolik, and I have been the director of Starting Right Now for 13 years. To learn mindfulness and grit takes patience and practice. Nothing that you ever want in life is easy. If it was easy, everybody would do it. There's a term that's called opportunity cost, which means,
I know about in economics.
Okay,
Okay,
so if you pay for something or you're impulsive with something, you're giving up something else. And so the question would be, what cost are you paying to give up something else?
Yeah, I like to think I'm well equipped as any other average guy, but I just can't discover love, and I don't even set my standards high. On top of that, I'm camera shy. Maybe I should opt out of the dating pool and be an undercover Tinder samurai, cause I would rather type online than whisper in a dingy bar, and swiping left and right could be my new Bushido ninja star. I'm well versed in virtual lovemaking ninjutsu. On every profile pic I post, I'm posing with my shih tzu, or flexing with my shirt off, cause I heard that gets you hits too. Especially OkCupid, I'm like arrows of the cherubs be. I pierce hearts of women with my cursor and my arrow keys, and disregard my Roman roots and choose a font that's serif-free. Trust me, I'm a Tinder bio brainiac. The way I kindle fire with matches, I'm a pyromaniac. On Christian Mingle, I'm a Casanova. If y'all don't think so, y'all can ask Jehovah. Check your inbox, he might send an answer over. I wish I had the muscles of a granite sculpture. I would log on Ashley Madison and bang adulterers. I'm so lonely, I've considered farmers only just for someone's arms to hold me. Also, I'm really big on agriculture. But if I had that body of a Grecian god, I would trawl on POF love.com and use it as a fishing rod and hope I don't get catfish. The fact is, if I did, I'd probably play along, cause God knows I could use the practice. And if I'm aching for my roots, I'd visit shadi.com. Message Islamic, Wahhabi, Hijabi, Hadi, Salam. And Sunni, Shia, those are both denominations I respect, cause I just care for our connection. I don't care about the sex. Sometimes I uninstall my apps in reckless insurrectious rage, then regret it while I check the Craigslist misconnections page. Then I think that I should get out more and disregard my mobile cell. Get to know the local teller at my Barnes & Noble well, and check out what she's reading while she's charging up my total sale. And ask her if she likes the novel. And once she answers, ask her if she wants to grab some coffee or some ice cream waffles. She'd probably say that's awesome. I'd ask her when she's off of work. She might answer midnight. I'd tell her that sounds awful, what a bummer. And from somewhere I might muster up the nerve to get her number. And I would ask her what her digits are. And if I play it right, then I can disregard my ninja stars. Say sayonara to katanas and my other weapons too. And try committing by committing online dating seppuku.